All right, time to solve equations, one-step equations with multiplication and division. So the first thing that we need to do when we are solving problems with multiplication and division is we need to remember our inverse operations and remember our inverse operations are multiply and divide. So multiplication undoes division, and division undoes multiplication. Okay, we need to remember that. Our steps are really similar to the steps that we followed when we were adding and subtracting, solving equations with adding and subtracting. This time, we're just going to be using multiplication and division. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do still is to draw the fence. I need to draw the fence first because this tells me that both sides of this equal sign is going to stay equal. Okay, so I draw my fence to remember that what I do on one side, I have to do to the other. So I drew my fence. Now I have to find the variable. The variable in this problem is x. I want to get x by itself on this side of the equation. I don't care what's going on over here. All I know is that I want x totally by itself. Okay, so I found the variable. Now I have to use the inverse operation to get x by itself. So I see right here that this is 5x. That means 5 times x. I need to get rid of the times 5. I need to get rid of multiplying by 5. So I think to myself, what is the opposite? What is the inverse of multiplying by 5? The inverse of multiplying by 5 is dividing by 5. Now remember, on all of our equations, in order to keep it an equal equation, we have to do the same thing on both sides of the equal sign, on both sides of the line. Okay, so if I divide by 5 on one side to get x alone, I have to divide by 5 on the other side. Right. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, this goes away because times 5 divided by 5, that goes away. And all I have left is this x. So I'm going to write the x down below. On that side, I got the x alone. Yay, I got the x alone. Sweet. Now, I write that equal sign right on the fence. I'm going to write the equal sign right on that line so that I am keeping both sides equal, so that I know that I'm keeping my work organized. The equal sign is still in the middle. The stuff on the left stays on the left. The stuff on the right stays on the right. Okay, last step, calculate. So I've got to calculate what is 15 divided by 5. So I want to know how many times 5 fits into 15. So I go 5, 10, 15. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Let's check our work. So if this said 5 times 3 equals 15, is that true? 5, 10, 15. Yep, it worked. So this answer is correct, and we calculated correctly. All right. This next one, we're going to follow all of the exact same steps. I'm going to draw a line through the equal sign, draw our fence. It keeps those two sides separate. It keeps them equal. Now I'm going to find my variable. N is the variable because N is the letter. I notice that N is being divided by 2. N is being divided by 2. So I think to myself, what is the inverse of dividing by 2? What is the inverse of dividing by 2? Well, I know the inverse of dividing is multiplying, so I'm going to multiply both sides times 2. Times 2 and times 2. All right, so divided by 2 times 2. This stuff, the divided by 2 and the times 2, those take each other out. Those cancel each other out. They undo each other. So on this side, all I have is n, and I put my equal sign right in the middle. And then I have to calculate, what is 10 times 2? So you can count by 2s or you can count by 10s to multiply this. So I would do 10, 20. The other way you can think about it is 10 2. So you're going to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Either way, we get 20. So we're going to check our work now. Is it true that 20, if I put if I replace n with 20, 20 divided by 2 equals 10? Yes, that's true. So that is the answer to the equation. All right. 2 more that we're practicing today on this video, then you're on your own. Alrighty. So again, same steps, you guys. The steps don't change. Draw your fence. Find the variable. Think to yourself, what is the variable here? What is the variable? I noticed the variable. It says 12 equals 4b. B is the variable. So we found the variable. Now we are going to use inverse operations to get that variable alone. Inverse operations to get the variable alone. So I want to get rid of whatever is happening to B. I noticed that 4 is smushed right up against B. That means that B is multiplied times 4. How do I undo multiplying by 4? How do I undo multiplying by 4? I need to divide by 4. Divide by 4. On both sides. If I do it on one side, I have to do it on the other side. All right. So I know that this was times 4 divided by 4 over here. So I'm going to get rid of that. But B is left alone. B comes down here because we got B by itself. B. Oops, make that match. B. I'm going to write the equal sign right on the fence, right in the middle of the fence, so I keep it nice and organized. Now I've got to calculate what 12 divided by 4 is. How many times does 4 fit into 12? So you can count by 4s. 4, 8, 12. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So we calculated it. Let's check our work. If 12 equals, and it says 4b, so 4, we think that b is 3. So we're going to write 4 times 3. Is that true? Is it true that 12 equals 4 times 3? Yes, it is. So our answer is correct. All right, last one for this video. Same first step as always, draw your fence. This equation says 3 equals m divided by 6. So I drew my fence. Now I've got to find the variable. So listen carefully. 3 equals m divided by 6. My variable is going to be the letter m. My variable is going to be the letter m. That's the variable. I want to get that by itself. I want to get that totally alone. I need to get rid of the dividing by 6. I don't want this to be divided by 6. I want that gone. I want m by itself. So how do I undo dividing by 6? How can I undo dividing by 6? I can multiply by 6. And actually, let's use our little dot so we can be not confused with letters. So times 6. If I multiply times 6 on that side, I have to multiply times 6 on the other side. Times 6 and times 6. M divided by 6 times 6, those go away. And I'm left with just M on this side. We put the equal sign right on the line, right on the line. And then on the other side, we have, oh, we got the variable alone. Oh, and we found the variable. I forgot to check my checklist. So I drew a fence. I found the variable. I got M by itself. And now I'm going to calculate. So 3 times 6 is what I'm calculating. You can either count by 6s 3 times, or you can count by 3s 6 times. So I like to count by 3s. It's a little easier for me. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. 6 times 3, or 3 times 6 equals 18. So we're going to check our work on this. 3 equals M we figured out was 18. So 18 divided by 6. Is that true? Is 3 the same thing as 18 divided by 6? Yes, that works. Okay, awesome. That's our answer. Okay, you guys need to, you need to have all of these steps. The only step that you do not need to have is at the top where I check my work. I need you in your work today. I need you to have the line. I need you to have the line through the equal sign. I need you to make sure you're doing the same thing on both sides of the equations. I need you to show all of this. I need you to have your equal sign right on top of the line. And I need you to have your answer with the letter that it equals. Okay, you should have all of these highlighted parts. You should even be checking off your list as you go. Okay, so work on these, take your time, ask questions if you need to, and come back and watch this video if you think it could help you.